Oh, yuck.
You all right?
No, this was the Instagram post I was telling you. Somebody tagged me in this. Malcolm X on Twitter. I like him. He's good. I don't know if he likes me or not, but I like his coverage of shit. He showed Nick's Instagram post from yesterday from his front yard.
Okay.
And this was just, people are calling this schizo posting. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what schizo means, but like I don't know what schizo posting means. Also, Nick is losing his hair and he's starting to look like Beaker from the Muppets with a beard.
So you're saying you feel for him in one regard. I know, buddy.
He looks old. He looks old. He looks like this thing has aged him 10 years. I said it when he did his live stream. He looks like he's in his 50s. And
I will say he looks relatively like put together here. So
thin though, still like the sunken in face and the tiny little shoulders, and it's very Holocausty. But this is what he wrote.
Oh, I thought it was a video. Shame.
No, this is what he wrote. It's so gay. The world can still be beautiful even when it feels stacked against you. Motherfucker, it's not stacked against you. You did all of this to yourself. We all did all of this to ourselves. The world's not stacked against me. I fucked up. Adversity is the fire that refines the golden links in your life and burns away the chaff and the leeches. Okay. So, I didn't know I was wife swapping with a homosexual.
So who's the leech? Who are the leeches?
Anyone who doesn't think he's the greatest and that this isn't that Candy-Ojai County planted everything on him. Fuck. The risk of dude, if he ends up pleading out of this, do you know what a bitch he's going to look like after all this? In his live stream, he said, I'm in Bumpkinville, Minnesota with a case and the prosecutor has to learn how to use a computer before they do it's like, motherfucker, you better stop talking about shit about the people who handle your plea deal because they have a remarkably solid case, like a really fucking good case.
Do they still have the judge that he lost the other lawsuit thing to?
So he got that judge changed into a judge who's like the toughest judge on drugs in that county.
Oh, good for him. So he went from a judge who hates him to a judge who hates what he does.
Right.
Perfect.
So if he pleads this out, he's going to look like such a bitch after, all this big talk he's been doing. So he's kind of in a catch-22. He can swallow his pride, which he can't do. I've never seen him be able to do it. He's got too much of an ego. And that's coming from me. But he's not going to be able to swallow his pride and take a plea deal because then he has to admit he was wrong, and he's incapable of doing that. And also, God, I do get mad when I think about the fact that this motherfucker is putting himself before his children. But then again, that's how he's lived his life, is putting himself before his children. So, all right. And for a while, we all were.
Right.
Some of us smartened up. But April smartened up, too, because she realized, those aren't really my kids. I'm not tethered to anything. I can do whatever the fuck I want. How about drugs, booze, and fucking? All right. Well, there you go.
That's smartened up, but definitely.
Little, what do you call it? A little bit of sarcasm in that. But if he takes this to trial, he's going to now he's not going to jail. He's going to prison. Like prison. They don't like it when you waste their fucking time and bog down the courts in horse shit. So if you go try to fight this thing, whoo, doggy.
Yeah, but he's being a cheeky asshole about it the whole time. I'm sure that'll get him some brownie points. We're like, hey, you made it fun and you kind of poked at us and you wasted our time. So let's just wipe the slate clean.
The risk of life's tribulation is that the petty gossips and the self-serving deceivers will convince you to believe their lies about who you are. It ain't fucking gossipers and petty deceivers. I knew you. I was there. Right there. Number 2, people are reading what was in your fucking house. So unless you want them to believe that shit was planted, they're going off what was taken out of your house.
Dude, but who's going to trust a gossip circle like a arrest warrant? Like you can't
right.
believe that stuff. All right, you gotta know what's fake. And cops with warrants and then reporting what they saw, totally not believable.
He was shitting on all the LawTube people who were like believing the police report. He's like, all of these people are usually people who are questioning the government and say the government's always full of shit, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, how fucking he owned himself and didn't even know it. Kind of like he owned himself when he said, Aaron cucked himself out of his own life. No, Aaron's got his life back. You're fucked, homeboy. Like, I got my life back. You're in the shit, not me. So he keeps self-owning. And he said this thing where he's like, all these lawyer people who have turned on me, they're people who would usually question the government. Yeah. What does that say about your case? What does that say about how fucked you are that all these people who their first step would be to question the government are going, oh, no, this dude's fucked. It's, watch the Law and Crime video on you. They fucking nailed it pretty good. Forked tongues can sway the uninformed. Don't allow them to poison you against yourself. Shut up. What you're really saying is don't let them say shit about me that you might believe.
So if I believe someone else's opinion about Nick, that's poisoning myself?
Yeah, you're poisoning yourself. Because it's a good thing he's not like cult leader-ish or manipulative.
I don't, no offense, Nick. After this show's done, I'm not going to think about you. So if I had a negative opinion, I don't see how it'd be poisoning.
There is no compromise with poison. Yeah, like the 26 grams of fucking poison. The cops didn't compromise with your poison. They ripped that shit right out of your house, didn't they?
Someone who does blow and drinks a lot, I don't know if you want to talk about poison because you are putting a lot of chemicals in
I don't know. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ, man.